We're talking basketball. Not yet.
Come on, little Penny. Let's go.
I got Little Penny just stuck in the dome.
What up, little Penny?
All right. Well,
Little Penny was a great marketing scheme.
Oh,
Can we just talk about that for a sec?
Do you think there might have been like a little Grant Hill before he got hurt, and then they're like, we'll go over to Penny Hardaway instead? I don't know.
That is some off the wall shit. I'll tell you that much.
Bro, me too.
That's not a curse word.
All right, here we go.
TV.
No, here we go.
So we're streaming.
We're streaming. We're about to play some music.
Where's the camera again?
Right, it's right there.
Oh, right in front of me. Oh,
You know,
I'm looking down here.
The big lit up circle. Yeah, I can't hear the music for anybody wondering.
Yeah, so you're not grooving.
Yeah,
but I am about to hit record. So. It's good to be back. Back with my friends.
Joey,
Hastings.
Screw that, man. Screw me. Joey D back in the building.
Back in the
building.
building.
What up?
Back in the building after a couple weeks. Let's go. That's the welcome back, man. And that's the feels so good to be back.
Let's do this.
Let's be honest here. I'm just gonna fade back a little more and let Eric slide.
Speaking of doing this, though, but Joey,
What's
gotta
up?
start with your Jets, man. I'm sorry. I know that we got NBA playoffs, we got NHL playoffs. You weren't here the last few weeks.
That's true. That's true.
And I gotta get your opinion. What do you think about the Jets draft? What do you think about what they're doing overall? And what do you think about them kicking the season off in San Fran on Monday Night Football?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm all about it. I love the draft. I was on here the week of the draft saying they need to trade back. They need to do the offensive tackle. What did they do? They traded back, granted, one spot. But still, they still traded back. And they got the offensive tackle. Then I said later in the draft, they need to do a playmaker. And who did they get? The Yak King himself for 2 years. I'm definitely forgetting his first name right now, but I believe his last name's Corley. And he's going to tear it up, baby. We need that extra speed. So now we got a little weapon for Aaron, a little more a weapon per se for Garrett Wilson too, to open him up a little bit. And then I said, later in the draft, I would love for them to take the QB from Florida State who got hurt, Mr. Jordan Travis. Who they take in the 5th round? Oh, that bad man, Mr. Jordan Travis. That's who they took. That's exactly who they took. So,
man,
me, I give him an A+ for the draft.
I wish I could have been that happy with the Cowboys draft. That's awesome. That's
so great. I'm pleasantly surprised. The only thing I'll just question is they took 2 running backs. I know they took the kid from Wisconsin, and then they took somebody else with the other with like the very next pick. And that's my only thing. Like, do we need 2 running backs? But hey, I'm all about it. Let's go, baby. To me, from this draft, it looks like the Jets are just going to be ground pound, play defense, and Aaron's just going to, don't do too much, Aaron. Just be special. Not all the time, just from time to time.
I mean, basically what he'll do is he'll hit his little slant routes, hit the slant and go every now and then.
If he's got enough time, then you got Corley going deep, or Mike Williams, who's also a Yak kid, Yak guy.
No, when Mike Williams is healthy, he's a very good wide receiver.
Love it.
The only problem is he's just never healthy. So that is what it is. But either way, so Joey, in all honesty,
what's up?
What are your thoughts on the fact that they're going to start the season again on a Monday night? Because obviously one of our good friends, Justin, was a little upset about the idea that they're playing Monday night again, because he thinks, Rodgers played on Monday night last year. Not even 4 minutes into the game, Rodgers is injured.
He had 4 plays. It's okay. It's all right.
So he's a little nervous about it, and I just, I personally, I'm not a superstitious man until the Cowboys play, and then I'll, wear the same jersey if they win every week. But that's not superstitious.
We're sports fans. We're all a little, superstitious.
Fanatic.
Dude, I'm all about it. They're one of the hardest teams in in the NFL. Would you agree? Most talent, like very talented through and through. They went to the Super Bowl last year. Let's knock it out week one. Week one, there's so many upsets. A lot of teams aren't ready to play week one.
No.
Not to mention, they lost Eric Armstead in the offseason. I believe the Niners also lost a couple guys in the playoffs / Super Bowl during their run.
Drake Greenlaw. They don't know if he'll be back in time
Exactly.
for the start of the season.
So, hey, bring them on week one, baby. They are going to win this game. I'm telling you right now, today, 17-13. Put it in the books. 17-13, Jets win.
Who'd San Fran just pick up?
I have no idea.
Didn't they pick up the guy who hurt Rodgers last year?
Did they?
I think they did. I think you want to look into that. I'm not mistaken. Go ahead, pull that up right now. But I'm pretty sure I heard that.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
I pulled this up.
Go to the NFL. Come on, you know how to do this.
Nah, man.
Oh, no.
Go to the team. Go to San
Dude,
Fran.
Bro, that would be...
That'd be really funny. But I'm not scared, bro. We just took Fashanu, and we have a Hall of Fame left tackle. I'm all about it, bro. Bring on San Fran. Week
seeing
one.
Tyron Smith
Bring
in
it.
the Jets jersey. Oh, that was hard to say.
Let's go. Bring it on.
that was
Dude,
hard to say.
I would rather play the hardest teams early while they're still figuring things out instead of in the middle of the year when they're grooving and they got everything right. Let's go to San Fran. Rodgers from Cali. He wanted the guys from San Fran to trade for him, and he wanted to go there. Stick it to him. Let's go.
I mean, look, I'm
all about it.
I am all for seeing the 49ers lose. So, by all means, that is all good in my book. I'm all for a Jets win. Look, man, I always pull for the Jets, especially if they're not playing the Cowboys.
Was it Leonard Floyd?
Yeah, it was Leonard Floyd.
Yeah. Guess who's playing for this year?
I don't care.
That is pretty ironic, though. I mean,
I don't care. We didn't have.
I think he'll be fine, but that is.
We
pretty
didn't have
ironic.
Tyron Smith. We didn't have Fashanu. We didn't have Morgan Moses. We didn't have this line.
Tyron Smith will eat up Leonard Floyd.
I'm all about it. We're gonna take Bryce Hall. That's his name. There we go. Woo! He's gonna eat him. He's gonna eat him up week one. I am so excited for this. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Tyron Smith will eat up Leonard Floyd. They'll send him home with it.
I'm all about it.
Lunch money.
I'm not scared. I think it's gonna, as long as, knock on wood, he stays healthy. I think it's gonna be a great year for the Jets. I do.
For those of you watching us streaming, Joey knocked on his head, or not watching us streaming, Joey knocked on his head when there's a wood table right in front of him.
Well, no, my head's hollow. There's nothing there. That's why I always knock on my head.
Oh my gosh! So 17-13, that's bet.
17-13.
That's bet.
Me and Eric before the podcast.
Wait, what was the tortilla agreement out on the patio?
That was the tortilla. I don't know what this 17-13 thing is.
saying
By the way, shout out to
17-13.
Carl. Shout out to Timmy in the chat listening to us right now. And to anybody else out there.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, we got 5 people watching, so hey, more than I think we've ever had. So we'll tell you. Woo! Anyway, so I don't know what this 17-13 thing nonsense is.
I just put a number out
No,
there.
but I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying that Joey outside prior to coming into the show decided to make a proclamation that the Jets were going to go into San Fran, and win on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Why
I'm
not?
sorry, sir. You are wrong.
that's a tortilla slap bet.
We have a
They're not
tortilla
losing
slap.
week
I will
one
not
at home.
I will not be getting
Why
slapped
not?
by a tortilla.
To Aaron Rodgers' first full regular season game
Brock
in 2 years.
Purdy's gonna get lit up. We got
A year.
Hassan Reddick. We got 2 shutdown corners. I am amped for this Jet team, baby. Amped. They are gonna get.
wait.
I'm not calling a shutout,
Wait.
They're
I think I got the best question that can be asked. Are you more hyped this year, or were you more hyped last year?
I was more hyped last year, of course, because of the Aaron Rodgers trade and everything that came out. You're like, 9-11 against the Bills and this and that. But I am more confident this season because I feel like they're better defensively. We're deeper defensively. I think we have better playmakers this year. As long as Rodgers is healthy, this team is going to kick some freaking butt, baby. I'm all about it.
I got it. You couldn't be further from.
They got a better.
They're not coming in week one
D than the
firing on
Niners.
all cylinders. They're just not doing it.
Just putting this out there real quick.
They got a better D than the
everybody
Niners,
I'm
and
not
they're gonna
making
run
my
it down
pick
their
until
throat.
They have
we
a
make
better
week
D
one
than the
picks.
Niners?
Yes. Last year they did too.
Hold on, wait. No.
I think this year they're gonna have a better D than the Niners too. Absolutely.
No, Floyd, Bosa, these guys. No. You don't.
Why?
You want to say equal? You want to say same footing? You want
I'm
to
gonna say better.
As good. I'm not saying again. If you're going comparison to comparison, I think they could stand toe to toe.
No,
I don't think
agree,
they're a
but I
bad
just think
defensive
they're
team.
gonna be better. I think the Jets will have a top 3 defense. Maybe Niners will have top 10. That's all I'm saying. Like they're adequate to each other, but I just think the Jets are gonna be better.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Listen, Christian McCaffrey's going to run it down your throat.
No, he's not.
He's going to have at least 2 TDs.
Quentin Williams
They're going to control
eat
the
him
clock and
alive,
keep.
baby.
How you beat Aaron Rodgers?
That's-
You keep Aaron Rodgers off the field.
I love
What's
it.
the best way to do
That's
that?
what
You
we
got to
wanna do.
Christian McCaffrey. That's
That's what we want to do this year. We got Bryce Hall. We want to run the ball and play defense. That's exactly what we want to do.
No, you
I
don't.
have no issues with that at all
You
this year.
don't want to do that
Yes,
with
I do.
Hackett as your offensive coordinator
That's exactly
and
what I
Aaron
wanna
Rodgers
do.
as your quarterback and Garrett Wilson
And let
and
Garrett
All right,
whatever.
all right.
And let Courtney go.
We're starting to go in circles.
I love
We're
it.
starting to
No,
go
no.
in circles.
He's saying they're a run-first defensive
Yes,
team.
he's
I'm
40.
telling him he's full of shit because you don't go out there and get Aaron Rodgers to be a run-first
40
team.
years old, coming off a torn Achilles. You got to be a run-first team.
They're going balls to the wall. I'm telling you, they're going to try to air
They'll
it out.
throw
They're
the
gonna,
ball. I definitely say they'll be a more run. They'll run more than most teams in the league. But
It's
even
still
saying
gonna
that,
be a 64, even if
But
it's
that's-
a 60-40
but that's-
split,
that's-
60
still running the ball
that's
more.
still more. Most teams run the ball around mid 30%.
I don't even see
If
the
you're
Jets running
over
that much.
40% in the NFL,
Especially
you are
once
a
they
run
get down
team.
a score or two, they're going to continue to run the ball. No, they're going to be down. They're going to be down in times against the Bills. They're going to be down at times against Miami. They're going to be down at times against many opponents this year, including San Fran, where they're going to be forced to throw the ball and get out of that.
I'm not arguing with you, but
So
Aaron Rodgers way better than Zach Wilson ever will be.
So
One of the best quarterbacks ever. If he's healthy, the D's just as good as last year, if not better.
we're
Yeah.
still 2 months from training camp.
Very true. And this is how passionate we are about
So-
this. I'm all about it.
So
Sign it up, baby.
we're-
We have a tortilla
we're-
bet for Monday Night
we're-
Football.
Yeah, that's a hey, shake the hand. Let's get it in.
Oh, we got a bet.
We're
I'm gonna,
tortilla
just
slap.
like Dave
Not
gets
even
it, you're getting a
training
nice cold tortilla
not even
slapped
not even
across your.
training camp. These teams
I'm
could
all
look
about it.
these teams could look so different than they look right this second.
Oh, 100% correct.
Well, yeah, a couple injuries here or there. Listen,
All of a sudden,
you know.
Rodgers goes down. Tyrod Taylor gets a head.
Yeah, because this bet isn't contingent on Rodgers, by the way.
I'm still saying they win week 1 no matter what. They can trade back for Zach Wilson. They will win week 1 against the Niners.
All right, see, I wouldn't.
Because it's week 1. That's the only reason why I'm saying
nope.
they will win with any quarterback week 1.
That one, nope.
Not co-signing that, huh, Dave?
That one I am.
Once you throw Zach Wilson in there, no,
I'm all about it.
no.
I'm confident in this team. Honestly, I am. All right.
See what they're saying
that
in the
was
chat
fun.
here.
That was fun.
I mean,
I really, truly believe.
Tim wants the tortilla slap videos. He wants to put them
they
on
are
the
so
YouTube
funny.
page. I told him no,
No.
but he was like,
They are so
he keeps
funny.
asking. He says that's what the people want to see.
no. Streaming was
Carl says, when in doubt, air it out. He has high hopes. So
High hopes.
part of agreeing to the tortilla slap is those would never be shared on social media. So
and I haven't. I've held to my
No,
word.
You have not shared them.
I have not.
Dude, and I don't even care. You can share it on social media that I'm getting slapped
There
with a
you go.
tortilla. You can share
All
mine.
right, so there we go.
If
Well,
I lose.
that-
We'll have our first live stream of a tortilla
We'll do
slap.
it live. We'll do it the first thing if that happens.
See, the thing is, Dave, we weren't live when you were doing
Yeah,
it.
no, we weren't
live
Yeah,
yet.
We weren't live,
even
then we'll do it
recording
live
video,
on the stream
man.
for
It was
this.
just the podcast. Shout out to everybody that's listening on the podcast and not watching the stream.
You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you.
I just want to throw that out there real quick. But so to get you two clowns off of yelling at each other
That was fun.
over a game that's 6 months away.
Let's yell at each other over something else.
4 months.
Yeah, no, that's my because I know I'm yelling with at least one of you guys on this one. I mean, like
I mean, speaking of quarterbacks and guys who I don't even think are even close to Aaron Rodgers' level. Good team. I used to call them the tryhards. They're no longer going to be the tryhards anymore because everybody got paid. They now have the second highest wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Son
They
God.
have the, I believe, second highest offensive lineman as well. And now they have the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL in Jared
Freaking Goff.
Jared,
I know you want to say something else.
I mean, listen, you know how against paying Daniel Jones I was, and how against all of that, to my core, to my being, I just can't stand it. But this, to me, blows me away. He is not worth $2 million, $53 million,
yep.
something like that a year. I mean, unbelievable. And to me, I don't know why you wouldn't start with drafting another quarterback or doing something else, because paying him that much money, you tie that much of your salary cap into a quarterback who's not even a top 10 quarterback, in my opinion. Now what are you going to do? Plus, now that he's paid, what is his motivation to try hard anymore? You've now paid all these guys big money. Guess what? Expect the Detroit Lions to go back to being the Detroit Lions.
I wouldn't push it that far.
I get.
Listen, we're here to drop opinions, right? We're here to die on a hill.
ahead.
I'm going to die on that hill. The Detroit Lions, after paying everybody, taking a step back.
Are you saying this year or once those
This year they take one step back. Within 2 years, they're not even a playoff team.
I mean, you can make that argument because with the,
look at that right there.
with
I
the
mean, my
horizon-
man's second in the NFL the last 2 seasons in passing yards, tied for third in passing touchdowns, second in touchdown to interception ratio, fourth in first down percentage. I mean, those are really good freaking stats. They paid him like a top 5 quarterback.
For a team that passes all the damn time.
The last 2 years, he's played like a top 5 quarterback.
I'm sorry.
So-
How old is he?
I think he's 36.
No, is he that old?
Here, you guys talk. I'll look on my phone.
34.
No, he was in like the 2016 number 1 pick. So he's like 8. I would say he's 30. 29, 30.
29.
There you go.
29.
29.
Jesus.
So you're taking him
God,
until
we're getting- I'm
you're
getting-
taking
we're
him until
getting
he's
old.
what, 33, 34 years old? Because he'll be 30 this year. So he's not going to play his full in October. He turns 30. So most of the year he's going to be 30 years old. Taking him until he's 34 years old. What's he going to be at 34? And
Hey, man.
$53 million a year.
I mean,
And
consider
granted, now Dave, we talked outside. This is essentially a 2-year deal because 170 of it is guaranteed. As you pointed out, I think 73 million in signing bonus. Then you have the rest guaranteed in the second year or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's 170 guaranteed in the first 2 years, and then they can do whatever. So you're going to pay pretty much $85 million a year
crazy.
over the next 2 years for Jared mother effing Goff. You've got to have your head examined. And if you think that guy has any motivation to get back on the field and try hard, you just took it all out of him. You're paying him like he's already wearing the gold jacket.
I'm with you on that, man. But
What is going on? I get the
Unfortunately-
salary caps are going
Yeah.
up, but when you lock this much money into your quarterback, how does it not cripple you?
That's what I'm with you on that 100%. A lot of these guys, the number is so huge, but that's the number that goes for a quality starting quarterback in today's NFL. It's absolutely insane. It's astronomical that he's getting paid $52 million. What's he technically getting paid this year? 70? Is that what he's done?
the signing bonus is not counting against the salary cap.
All right.
So if
he
you
counts
he's making like
52?
52 this
Okay.
year, and then he'll make
That's
like
absolutely insane.
56 next
Dak
year.
is a free agent next year, which Dallas or any other team gonna have to pony up to pay Dak. It's gonna be 60 or 55. I just think the quarterbacks have gotten smart with how they're gonna make money, but I think it cripples the team. I don't blame you thinking that Detroit may become Detroit again in 2-3 years because you got the Caleb Williams effect. The Bears are going to be better. They're going to be paying him nothing for the next 4 years, 3-4 years. And when you pay the quarterback this type of money, you lose stuff.
Yeah,
so
like Green Bay's not paying Love right now, so they can try to stack their roster a little bit more.
Exactly.
And Minnesota just drafted McCarthy. Out of Minnesota, so
we don't even know how well he's gonna do.
So like you do have to think about it like this though, right? So let's say it is 2 years, right? Let's say they keep him on for the entire contract.
Okay.
Right. He's still going to be in a division with a whole bunch of young developing quarterbacks, none of which, other than Love, make you think they're going to be a challenge. So you're basically guaranteeing you have the best quarterback in the division for at least the next 2 years.
But you don't know that. See, because the Bears are drafting in a world where they think they can develop a quarterback. I don't know what reality or world that is, but that's the world they're living in.
We now live in the
But they also did it. They did it.
So.
They did get Rumadunzie. They did get Keenan Allen, so they tried to upgrade his weapons. I can get that. So you don't know what the Bears are going to do. I think they're going to flop on their face. I think they're going to be a big bunch of soft panda bears, in my opinion. But, so you're right. Maybe Goff is the best quarterback in the division for the next 2 years. Is that still worth $85 million a year? Is that still worth $170 million over the next 2 years? To not win a Super Bowl?
Think about it. If you get back-to-back division titles, you're guaranteeing yourself playoff games, which is additional revenue you're going to earn, which will make you more money. Like literally,
they're going to be a playoff team, but I think by year two,
what
he's
about
not
that
a playoff
roster?
team.
Not a playoff team.
I think they've taken the effort out. I think they've taken the tryhards out. Nobody's looking to get paid at this point. You know how I feel. I felt that way the year that the Giants were
They still have the
tryhards.
They still have the DN on the other side. They're going to have to
Hutchinson,
pay.
he'll get paid, but they know that. He knows that. The way he's watching everybody else get paid, he knows he's getting his.
Yeah, so you take care of your guys, and your guys play for you.
I don't know. I think this is where we're going to see if Dan Campbell's message really comes through. This is going to be a make or break year because if they're not as good, if they don't get as far, if they don't take that next step, I'm telling you, they're only going to start trending backwards.
There's no reason to not think that this year is going to be more challenging for them than last year because nobody's going to step in the room and be like, "Oh, it's the Lions. We got a dub." Like every game against them is going to be taken extremely seriously. They're a competitor in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl.
What's the chat saying?
So to me, hell yeah, it's worth every freaking dollar.
And
Timmy says, or the Fighting Irish 57, if you want to follow him on any socials as well, says that if Goff gets paid, then you got to pay Dak.
They have to pay Dak. I've never said not to pay Dak. Dak will get the same kind of money. He'll get he'll get a little bit more.
Yep. He'll get a little bit more, maybe like 53, 54,
like
55,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And CeeDee Lamb's going to get probably end up being the highest paid guy, and then Justin Jefferson will become the highest paid guy after him. Mm-hmm. This is how the NFL works. I don't get why this works people up. I don't understand. It's not your money. Like these guys are going to get paid whether it's the team they're on or another team. If you have a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL, you pay him what the average going rate is for a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. Quarterbacks don't fall off trees.
And if you got a decent one, you got to keep them around. And this essential 2-year deal with Goff kind of fits their window because you're paying Brown, Jameson Williams. This is year 3. This is the year I think he's actually going to take off because his knee's probably fully healthy finally. So now you got a little more dangerous in the offense. Laporta last year was great. I think that's why they signed Goff for this 2-year period. I think they feel as though the next couple years they have a Super Bowl window. They're not paying Hutchinson. And they understand to keep those guys around, we're going to have to probably take a quarterback in the next couple years to reset things. And they can keep Brown, so they can keep Hutchinson, so they can keep Gibbs.
And also, the NFC is not the powerhouse that the AFC really is.
Guys, I also don't think you realize this is still the Detroit Lions.
They're better.
Guys, this isn't a historically great franchise.
You're not wrong.
This is a franchise that has come on lately because they found a coach who somehow has pushed through a message of unbelievableness and trying hard and blah, blah, blah. You know, Dan Campbell has been the turnaround for this team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to know, after these guys are paid, now they've got their bag, now they've got their bank, what are they going to do? And will his message come through? And I have a feeling, unfortunately, that try-hard message comes through, but it only comes through for so long. And I think once some of these guys, especially as they get older, now Goff's been there a couple years. He's not the new guy on the scene. He has some success behind him. He's now getting paid like a top guy. Is he going to come out and play like a top guy? And I just have that feeling from years of watching Detroit Lions football that this probably isn't going to be sustainable.
I think it is. I truly do. Amon-Ra St. Brown has a chip on his shoulder. I think they had he was supposed to go higher in the draft but he fell. So he always plays with a chip. I just think they're not going away for the next couple of years. I think they're going to be good.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Get some help.
I think you're a little too obsessed with the dollar amount and just gotta focus on the fact. Like, I think Joey kind of really nailed on it when it comes down to talking about the fact that it's like they think this is their window, so they're paying the guys that they can. They're gonna build their roster the best way they can, and if you don't have a quarterback, you don't got nothing. And he, we just saw in the stats we were looking at before, he's played like a top 5 quarterback in a lot of categories, including passing yards and passing touchdowns, which last I checked is the #1 job of a quarterback, and don't turn the ball over. So third in passing or touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, I don't know how you look at those stats from a quarterback and not say he didn't play to earn that money.
Listen, he isn't worth it the same way Daniel Jones isn't worth it.
But Daniel Jones, I have no argument at all. Again, it boils down to, is Jared Goff a quality starting quarterback in the NFL?
And he is.
Is he a top 5 quarterback after this season? This season, will his stats be top 5 worthy?
I don't know, but what we do know is over the last 2 years, he's top 5 in a lot of key categories. That's
I'm
what
telling
we
you,
do
next
know.
year, after getting the money, below the top 5. He's out of the top 5. And overall, he is out of the top 5 quarterbacks.
All right.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be a really good team. And
Same.
I think they're going to. I think that the division comes down to them and Green Bay, and I think they're better than Green Bay. So I think they're going to win the division. And that means that at least one more home playoff game, which means more money.
But again, I think what Green Bay did.
One single game basically offsets the entire salary that they paid him.
If they make it to that game.
Which I think
they
will.
already they made it to the NFC Championship this year. That's 2 extra games that they
That's
said,
this
"Here you
year.
go, guys."
Going forward, so you're going to pay him for. So you're
yeah.
paying him for what he's already done, not what he's going to do.
That's what you do anyway.
What you do on every contract.
single
Not true.
baseball, you get paid on what you did, not what you do.
Not true.
NFL,
the
you get
Yankees
paid.
did not do that with Jeter. They didn't pay him big money. They said, "Screw you." They got into a tiff over it. That was because they looked at it and they said, "Listen, you're still an aging player, and we're not going to give you X amount of money that you want."
25 years ago.
No, it wasn't. We're talking 10 years ago. 15 years ago. It's not that long ago when they did. But I'm just saying,
15 years ago was when
that.
Jeter was looking to retire. It was his last contract you're talking about.
I'm just saying, but they didn't overpay him. And that's something
That's his
old
last
Steinbrenner would have done.
contract.
That's something that George would have done.
That's his last contract. It's completely different than Jared Goff, who's looking to get
This
paid.
is probably going to be
in
his last
prime.
contract
In
after
his
30.
prime.
He's going to
No
be
way.
34 years old. Who wants a 34-year-old quarterback? You're going to sign him for
Just
4
signed
years?
Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal. He's
He's
like our
not
age.
Kirk Cousins.
And he's coming off a torn Achilles.
Let me see if I can do
34 years old is nothing in today's NFL. And he's got starting capabilities.
Hang on one second.
Minimum, he will be a backup quarterback somewhere in this league. Minimum.
There's
at 34 years
literally
old.
nothing you can say that's going to make me agree with you on this one, Eric.
He could play football till he's 40 if he really wanted to.
There's no convincing me on this one.
I believe I have somebody joining us who might be able to give us an opinion as well.
Sweet.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yeah, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yep, and you got one too. So what do you think about this Jared Goff contract? By the way,
Who's joining
Mr.
us?
Eric Pfeiffer joining us from the road real quick. So I'm going to switch right after he gives his opinion on this. I want to get his hockey talk in. We haven't had a chance to talk hockey with him in the last couple weeks, and I want to try and get his opinion in. So for sure, because I mean he's our hockey guru.
Oh yeah.
So, but give me your opinion real fast, real quick, as we wrap up this Jared Goff combo.
What's the contract? I'm out of the loop, bro.
4 years, $212 million, 170 guaranteed over the first 2 years.
I think he's earned it.
Ooh. So you're with Dave. You're with Dave.
You. And Joey, bro.
And Joey. I guess I'm dying on that hill by myself.
You were dying on that hill brutally.
What's the I think he's earned it, man. He's taking fucking Detroit Lions from the depths of hell to the gates of heaven. You just got to get through them pearly gates.
First 2 years.
I think he's earned it.
Ooh. So you're with Dave.
You guys hear me?
Halfway. There's technical difficulties going on.
I had a loop going through. I had to turn the YouTube stream off real quick. So that's good. But you go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, I think he's earned it. He's taking the Detroit Lions from the depths of hell to the gates of heaven. So let's see if they can cross them pearly gates. If they win a Super Bowl with him, he was worth every penny, dude.
And there's not one Detroit fan. In 2 years.
There's not one Detroit fan that won't tell you that if they win a ring or even make it to the dance with him, that he was worth every penny.
Yeah, but listen to me on this, though, and I think you'll agree with me. They've been the tryhards for the last bunch of years now. That's what we've been calling them, especially under Dan Campbell. They've been kicking ass, taking names. But yeah, I gotta just say, can they really be the tryhards now that everybody got paid? He got paid. Amon-Ra got paid. They all got paid.
No, they're not anymore, dude. They're legit. They don't need to be the tryhards. They're a legit football team.
All right, I tend to disagree. I still think they need that try-hard mentality. But
they probably do. Everybody does. Everybody does. But if you look at it, dude, like they went from guys who people thought weren't as skilled as the rest of the league to now they're one of the most skilled teams in the league.
Yeah. All right.
So they got to pay for that. You don't get that for free.
All right, we're going to have to – you're going to agree with these two guys, but I'm going to agree to disagree with all you guys.
Thanks for trying to speak some sense into it.
But speak some sense
it never worked.
About these hockey playoffs because, I mean, nobody thought that the Rangers were really going to go in and sweep Carolina. But I'm going to start there because that's a hot series right now. Carolina's got the momentum. They're playing tough. Well, give me your opinion on this series and just the overall playoffs in general for both these teams and where they're at.
Well, so, you know, I texted you guys before the playoffs started at Carolina pre-playoff to win it all. And I'm still kind of sticking to it. The games have been tight score-wise. But I was telling a Ranger fan, you got to give me 1 second here. Hang on, I'm sorry. Hang on. You guys fill the time for a second. I'm picking up 6 shots of espresso.
There you go. There you go. 6 shots of espresso.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not wrong, bro. Every game has been tight.
Oh, yeah, real tight. But not only has it been tight, but you look at it and the Rangers look like they had all the momentum. Up 3-0.
Won
Everything
6 in
looks
a
good.
row.
7 in a row to start the playoffs.
They swept Washington.
It was the first time actually in '94 they went 7-0 too. Looked unbelievable, and then Carolina's come back these last 2 games, wins a close one in game 4. And then last night just opened it up in the third period, and the Rangers could never catch up.
The Rangers did not score a single goal 5-on-5 or on the power play. Their only goal was a short-handed goal.
Yeah, by Trouba.
That's the kind of night they were having where
and
that just went
it
well. And just, but man, that Carolina poured it on them in the third period. It was, you could just see the Rangers just all of a sudden when it was 4-1, they were like, how the hell did we get here? Like,
dude, they just tried hard.
Look.
Carolina. Oh, sorry, Fife. Go ahead.
No, I'm back. I got my espresso. I got to work overtime tonight. I'm working till midnight. So I drink 6 shots of espresso, and by 11:30 I start crashing. But we clock out at midnight, so it works out really well. But anyway.
so.
But as long as I don't have a heart attack.
Yeah.
But,
so we got to worry. We ain't getting any younger, my friend. We ain't getting any younger.
Yeah, no, if I make it through the night without my heart, but no, so I was talking to a buddy of mine at work who's a Ranger fan, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I know you guys say I'm the hockey guru, like, I haven't had time to watch a lot. I catch highlights. I look at the scores. But judging by the box scores, the Rangers, to me, were lucky to be up 3-0. It seemed like Carolina was outplaying them. And this Ranger fan was even honest with me and said the same thing. He goes, no, the Rangers have been outplayed in the first 3 games. I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I kind of want to see them win the series at the Garden. I said, no, you don't. I said, you do not want to give this Carolina team any type of momentum. You got your foot on their throat right now, and you better crush it. Because if you don't and you let them win a game, they're going to win another game. And then now it's up for grabs. And with the way Carolina's been playing the whole series, with the Rangers winning 7 straight to start the playoffs, you got to figure they're due for a loss. My biggest knock on the Rangers going into the playoffs was their 5-on-5 play. Their special teams is great. I know they didn't score a power play goal last game. Their special teams is great, but their 5-on-5 has always been a bit questionable, especially the way they ended last season. So, Washington was a cakewalk, and it was like you got to kind of there. As a hockey fan, I was upset to see Washington in. I felt like a better series with the Rangers would have been either Detroit with the young guys in Kane, or it would have been Crosby with Pittsburgh with the veterans there who've been there, done it. Right? I felt like Washington was sort of it kind of shorted hockey fans a little bit. That's nothing against Alexander Ovechkin, but you can see it in the playoffs. He's just and that team. You just shut them down and beat that team, and that's what they did 4 games straight. So to me, it was kind of like when a Division I club goes out and plays a little cupcake to start week 1 so they can get rolling, So they came in, they were all high on themselves. They came with momentum. They got some bounces. They have the best, in my opinion, the best goalie in the league. So that helps you in the playoffs. But when you're giving up 40, 50 shots a game, it's not going to help you for very long. Like, the guy's going to wear down to the point to where you might even be considering throwing Quick in Game 6. Because the guy had a great season. I don't think, with the way the NHL is now, I would not be opposed to that if I were a Ranger fan. Leicester can get some legs back because he's been facing a lot of shots. And, I think there was an overtime win in there in those first 3, if I'm not wrong.
No, on the other side.
That's usually a bounce or something like that. So, honestly, I think I was never worried about Carolina, even down 3-0. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. My service goes in and out.
No, I got you, buddy. I got you. I was trying to get Dave some headphones so he could hear you. But because I know where he wants to go next, and he wants to go to this Dallas series. So I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Honestly, Fife, what I was just gonna want to get your 2 cents on was what about this kid Wyatt Johnson, man? 10 goals in the playoffs before 21. Like, I mean, this
it's very nice.
Freak.
It's very nice, and it's something that you need as a playoff. If you want to make a deep run, you got to get contributions from elsewhere because your top guys can't always be expected to do it. And it's really nice to see. They have a good young squad with a nice sprinkle of veterans like Jamie Benn. There's a lot of feedback going on over there.
Because Eric is overreacting to me having headphones.
Well, because he can't hear you. I want to make sure
I can literally hear you from his head. But I gave him a thumbs up, and he took that as I wanted headphones. And instead of interrupting the show, I just let him go with it. And instead it turned into a shit show. So, anyway,
Which is great.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you were you gotta watch the live stream, or if this records, man. The last
I'm telling Joey they're attached to the bag. He's looking at the bag going, I don't know what you're talking about.
So, Fife. Anyway, this kid Wyatt Johnson, right? I mean, just a freak, dude. And I'm shocked with what Dallas is doing to Colorado. I thought Dallas could win the series, but I didn't think Colorado was going to be down 3-1 the way they are and getting dominated for the most part.
Well, and they just took another hit too. Nichushkin being suspended for 6 months without pay. He's in stage 4 of the NHL player help or whatever the hell it's called. Apparently, he's got I don't know what it is. All I know is he failed a drug test. I don't know the extent of it. I've seen some rumors that say it stems from the foot injury he had a while back, and it could be the prescription pills. Don't quote me on that. I don't know 100% if that's true. That's just something that I read over the internet, which can spew word vomit all over the place.
Yeah.
But he got suspended for him last year. It hurt them because he had some drunk girl in Seattle in his hotel room who was incoherent or something like that. That kind of went away. I don't know. I mean, he got suspended, but nobody ever heard anything about it. So somebody got to pay off. But now he's suspended again, and that's a big part of their lineup. I know a lot of Colorado fans are ready to move on from him. They've had enough. So I'm not surprised with what Dallas is doing. Dallas made it to the Western Conference Finals last season for a reason. They beat the team that knocked them out, and they have, if you're looking at Shesterkin as 1A, maybe Ottinger right now has established himself as 1B, as one of the best goaltenders in the league. And the way he does it is just once he starts going, he's in his zone. He just looks calm, cool, and collected. Nothing shakes the kid.
All right.
So those are the pieces of the puzzle you need. You got guys contributing. Outside of the top guys. So it's they have the right pieces going. Dallas is actually a great pick to make it all the way as well.
I mean, at least some team in Dallas should win a championship, or at least have a shot. So, real quick,
the Stars have before, more recent than that crappy football team.
So anyway,
what are they called again?
Is what Boston doing disappointing and a letdown, or are the Panthers just a really good team?
They are number one seed.
They're a really damn good team, bro.
They're a really good team. They're 2 seed. They're 1 in their division, but they're 2 in the East. Rangers went in with the President's Trophy 1 seed. They're a really good team, and we could be looking at a Dallas-Florida final. I wasn't surprised that Boston was able to take out Toronto. What's crazy to me about Toronto, I know we haven't been able to talk in a while, is that they played better without Austin Matthews in the lineup. So I wasn't surprised by that. And then the Florida-Tampa series is always going to wind up being a good one. And, going back to that Rangers-Carolina series with the 3-0 lead for the Rangers, when I was talking to my buddy, I was saying, this reminds me of 2 years ago when Tampa swept Florida, but every game was a 1-goal or overtime game. So it was a sweep of the series, but it wasn't like that the way the games played out.
Yeah.
And I just had this feeling Carolina was going to be able to flip it on its head. And they're 1 win away from pushing to Game 7.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nothing like a Game 7 in the NHL playoffs. You just can't. I don't think there's anything that can beat that. There's nothing.
The Rangers don't want that, bro.
No,
Speaking of a beating, though, I got to ask you about this Canucks-Oilers series, because have you seen the highlights of the hit that I believe was put on Connor McDavid at the end of the game?
I have.
And what are your thoughts on that? Because that's ugly. And that ain't right.
I think
in my opinion, that's poor sportsmanship right there. And that's not something you usually see in the NHL. That bad anyway. That was blatant ugly.
You have cases of it once in a while, but you generally don't see a guy like Connor McDavid get touched like that. I also think, though, the optics of it were bad because of poor timing. The guy came in from behind McDavid, gave him a shot. McDavid started to go down a little bit. I think Susie was kind of going to put one in his chest. I don't think he was trying to cross-check him across the face.
No, but once he gets hit from behind, though, you never know what could happen. So why even bring the stick up like that?
Well, when you watch it slow-mo, when you slow it down, it looks like that, right? But in real speed, he gets hit from behind. Susie was probably already going for the little push to the chest, and when his head came down to chest level, that chest shot became a base shot. So I think it was poor timing. I think the guy should, when you smack Connor McDavid in the teeth, cross-check. That's generally going to be at least 1 game. So I'd be surprised if it's not, which I haven't heard anything about it.
Me either.
But
That's surprising.
If the league sees it the way that I saw it, they could see it as something where 2 guys kind of got into it at the end of the game, and it was just poor timing, and a guy took a stick to the face, and it wasn't intentional.
But
I really don't think
I love that about hockey. Just casually, guy took a stick to the face. What are you gonna do?
No, but I'm saying, so even if they don't, even if they don't like necessarily suspend a guy or whatever, do you think there's going to be some kind of on ice justice
There
done?
needs to be.
Do you think
That's
that,
your
that
best
the
bet.
Oilers come out and make a statement there that
Yes.
you don't do this to our guy?
They better.
If there's not, then there's the exact reason why they're losing this series.
Yep, I agree with that.
Because if you can't have a guy out there to protect Connor McDavid, then
That's your
what's the
best
point
bet.
of having Connor McDavid? You know, there's no point in having him at that point. Trade him away. Or
Yeah.
put somebody out there. Gretzky always had, McSorley with him. I'm blanking on the other guy who was with him early in his career. But part of Gretzky's condition when he went to the Kings was that McSorley go with him. And it wasn't because McSorley was a goal scorer. I mean, yeah, he could keep up with that line and play with him and stuff, but it was because everybody knew if you touched Gretzky, you were dealing with McSorley. And I know the league is a lot different than it was back then, but there's still some aspect to that. There's a reason why the Devils brought in a tough guy, because Jack Hughes kept getting hurt. And also the Rangers brought in Rempe, right? Like, there's reasons for that these guys still exist. But now the difference is they can play a little bit.
What do you
So
think of
if
Rempe?
they don't retaliate, then that's why they're down in this series. And honestly, Vancouver's surprised to me. I thought they were going to be out round one.
Yeah, I mean they did finish number 2 in the West, or did they finish
they had a
one in the
great
West?
season. They had a great season. They sort of fell off towards the end of it a little bit. They went backwards a little bit. This is why, like everybody talks about in the NHL the curse of the President's Trophy. I didn't think that held true with the Rangers this year because I thought they did it the right way. They had their downtime in the middle of the season. They came on strong early. They had a little bit of downtime in the middle of the season, but they finished the season hot to win the President's Trophy. They didn't run away with it. To me, that curse is when a team runs away with it. That's generally when they end up losing gas in the playoffs. But the Rangers did it differently, in my opinion. The Rangers were able to get hot towards the end to secure the President's Trophy. So to be honest, going into the playoffs, I thought they had a chance to break this President's Trophy curse. But I still think Carolina, even down when they were down 3-0, now 3-2, they're a tough out. And then you get past Carolina, you got to go play Kachuk and the boys. There ain't no easy way out of the East. I've been saying that since the playoffs started.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. But I was just shocked that the Bruins were struggling as much as they were with the Panthers. I thought they'd be able to at least be a better matchup. So
Panthers are really good top to bottom.
Bruins up 1-0 at the
Really
end of the
good.
first tonight, though. So see how the game plays out. But Bruins look like they're starting strong at least.
Also, I'm glad to see that the Bruins kind of leaned a little more towards Swayman as their number one goalie. The way they started the playoffs, even if the guy won, they were going 1-1. Like, I know I said it would be a good idea for the Rangers. I guess that espresso's kicking in. 1-1. And I thought I think it's a good idea if the Rangers go to quick in their next game, in Game 6, right? I don't think that's a bad idea. I do think it's a bad idea to go into the playoffs and not ride the hot hand. I just feel like Swayman was playing so well to alternate him. So I don't know if that has a factor with the way he's let in some goals lately. I don't know who's in net tonight. I haven't checked, but I don't know. Florida is not so. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year as well, so that doesn't surprise me.
The goalie they got in, scroll up. They had it right there. No, that's Bobrovsky. Swayman is starting tonight.
Swayman is starting. All right. Oh, it's good. I think they need to ride him out because I think he's their best goalie.
definitely a defensive first period though. Only 11 shots for Boston and 4 for Florida.
Well, yeah. When you're down, what is it, 3-1?
Yeah.
When you're down 3-1 in a series, you fucking tighten up on the back end. You have to, and you're playing every game like it's a game 7. That's what the beauty of Carolina. That's what the beauty of Carolina was, is that they didn't have to change their play because, in my opinion, they were dominating the games as it was. They just weren't catching the bounces. And one rule you're taught in hockey from when you're a little kid playing is like, if you're not getting the bounces, there's nothing you can do about it except play through it. Keep playing your game, play through the bad bounces, and eventually the good bounces come your way.
Couldn't agree more, my friend.
Yeah, I like
Couldn't
that.
agree more. It's a good life lesson in general.
Well, and
It is.
also
But,
last.
but hockey players are generally successful people.
Minus a few
Sure.
teeth.
Yeah, I'm missing 3 of them.
You still got a great smile.
One was luckily they're in the back. One was from a fight, and the other 2 are just poor dental hygiene. If I'm being honest.
All right, at least one was from a fight, though.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Well, that was
So were
awesome.
the 11 broken noses.
Oh my
well,
god.
Holy crap!
He was one of those
Yeah, I used to go-
enforcers we were talking about before. So
Old school.
I
he
used to-
definitely
I
knows
used to
that
go-
side of the game for sure.
Sometimes, I used to smoke a lot of weed, right? And a quick story was, when I first went out to Minnesota playing, I wasn't getting a lot of ice time, so we were on our way to a game. It was like an hour and a half away, and my buddy's like, you want to smoke a joint? And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to fight once and go to the penalty box, and that's it. So I go to the locker room in the middle. So I smoke a joint on the way to the game. I go to the locker room. I'm tying my skates, and the coach walks in. He goes, fight for second line tonight. This kid's out or whatever. And I'm fucking ripped. Like, oh, fuck, dude. Right? So I actually played a really good game, and I had an assist, and I didn't come off the second line for the rest of the year, so I smoked before every game.
There you
But
go.
when shit,
Hey, listen, you found something that worked, I guess.
Talk about being
so
superstitious.
when shit had to go down and something had to be taken care of, I was the guy that coach tapped on the shoulder, say, hey, go talk to number 25 for me. Well, I wasn't always, I was a little high, and I wasn't always personally pissed off at number 25 myself. So I would drop the gloves and keep my hands low and take the first punch, and somehow they always hit me in the goddamn nose. And I went there. I only lost one fight that year, and it was in the beginning of the year before I started doing it that way. So I'd always take the first punch. I broke my nose so many times, you punch me in the cheek, my nose started bleeding. So when you're bleeding through your teeth and you're smiling at the guy who just punched you with everything he had, you got the mental advantage every time.
Definitely do. That's awesome.
Oh shit. That was, honestly,
Stories
man,
of the old enforcing days.
I could die on this hill. I'll listen to that story any day. That was awesome.
awesome.
That was great. Holy shit.
I'm glad I'm broadcasting that to the world. Hey,
I'll die on that
More
hill.
stuff like that.
We'll have to play it for the kids in like 20 years.
I was 18 and I'm 40 now, so things are a little different.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
get drug tested at work, so I can't smoke weed anymore.
There you go. It happens.
It happens. Life happens. But to be young and in our 20s again, or, what are you, about 20, 21 then, probably?
He said 18.
18.
I was
even,
18.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, wow.
18, 19,
Yeah, junior hockey, yeah. Kicking ass, taking
Yeah, it
names.
was good.
Getting broken
Good time. I was right in the middle of when guys would train real hard all year, and then there were still the guys who partied when it wasn't time to train. I was that guy. I wasn't much into the training. Practice was over. I was going to I was finding some party to go to. I'll practice an hour a day. I'm at 2 hours a day. We're good. I'll be fine.
Now you got to go party, get loose and limber for tomorrow.
Yeah, smoke a little weed before the game. I don't recommend it to the kids out there. You got to have your head on straight out there.
We're in a lot of trouble if there's little kids listening to our show. So.
Yeah, I don't think we have that problem.
But I
don't
still
think-
respect the apology. Fight, but I think this is in a safe place.
Listen, for his first appearance back in a while, this has been amazing.
Yeah, 5.
We need more of these.
I appreciate it.
He brought
I
the
appreciate it.
thunder
I gotta go clock in now. And it was fun reliving hockey memories. Now I have to go be an adult.
All right. Well, until next week, maybe if you get another chance next week, give us a call. talk some more hockey with you. But as always, we can't thank you enough for joining us.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Fife.
You know, you the man.
Yeah, guys.
And love
Time
you,
to
brother.
go paint a
We'll talk
road
to you
and
soon.
time to go paint a road and hope I don't get run over.
Yeah,
We'll
be
hope
safe
the
out
same.
there. Be safe out there.
Yeah. If I do though, if I get run over on the job, my wife gets 3 times my salary. So it's not all bad.
That's
I guess that's
well,
one way of looking at it.
I don't know if there's ever been a better sign off to a show before in my life. Like, Fife, you shouldn't even say one more word. Like, just hang up, because that is the best ending line.
There you go.
And he did. There you go. I mean, like, can you say anything better than, well, hey, you know, if something does happen, my wife gets 3 times my salary, so it ain't
Right.
all bad. And it's just being done. Like, all right, I'm out, guys. Go
Classic.
fucking. It was awesome having Fife come on here, and definitely much higher level hockey talk than I think the 3 of us combined.
No, awesome. And
Probably
listen,
could have put out there.
that's the first time I've been able to get 4 of us on here. So how about that?
There
3
you
on the
go.
mics, 1 on the Bluetooth.
Look at you, man.
Bam! We can
Look at
expand
you.
the show. We are growing,
Endless
baby.
possibilities, baby.
I told you months ago.
Endless.
2 months ago when we started doing this, man. You're gonna just learn more and more each,
How many
each
leagues?
show that
Little
goes
by little.
So I mean, I think we're good with hockey, right?
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
feel
we're-
I feel like we covered hockey
We're
pretty well.
plenty good with
Thank you
hockey.
to-
I was
One
just
last
gonna
thing.
check the chat to see if anything was going on there. But
Just one last
looks like we're
thing.
good there.
All right, well,
Carolina came back in that third period yesterday because they had nothing to lose. They played like they had nothing to lose, and they came back and kicked the crap out of the Rangers in that third period. Rangers better turn it on. Game 6. 'Cause if
I
it
think
comes
you will.
back-
I think
if
you'll
it comes
see it
back
by-
to Game 7,
anything.
and Hurricanes have won 3 in a row. I think they're gonna carry that momentum and kick their ass in Game 7.
Yeah.
I think Rangers got to win Game 6. That's all I'll say about
But
that.
switching from the Rangers to another must-win team tonight, who I believe is
It's
on now.
It should be on any minute.
No, yeah, it was 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
I think it's
sorry.
8 o'clock.
But regardless, must win at the Garden tonight for the Knicks.
There you go.
Because, I mean, listen, you can't lose this game.
no,
You can't. I know it's at home. It's in the Garden. You can't go back to Indy after you just got spanked there. And what I love about this team, and I'm going to bring it up first right off the bat, is you haven't heard this team make one damn excuse. Afterwards, after every game, Hart takes accountability. Brunson takes accountability. These guys, they don't complain that they're tired. They don't complain to get played too many minutes. They don't complain that OG's hurt and that Randall's hurt and that Marcus Robinson got taken out of the playoffs by a dirty Embiid. You know, they don't bitch about that stuff. The coach doesn't come on and bitch about that stuff. You know what Rick Carlisle did after the first 2 Pacers losses? Bitch both times.
78 complaints.
You know what I mean? But you don't see the Knicks doing that. So I love that. But what I think they needed is a little bit of rest. I think they need to somehow they can win another game. They can win another 2 games. They can win this series. It can happen. It's a best of 3 now, and they got home court advantage. Seal it up tonight. Get this game done. Whatever happens in Game 6. Try your heart out. But you know you can still come back to the Garden for Game 7. But you got to win tonight. It starts with tonight. You can't give this game to them. Come out on fire and play defense. They missed that defense in the last 2 games. And I get it that they probably are tired. Maybe I'll make the excuses for them. And they probably are beat up. And they're probably, you know, Brunson's foot's not 100%. They're playing exhausted on a 7-8 man rotation. It is a lot.
They're playing like a 6-7 man rotation
Now
like,
because of all the injuries.
Yeah, it's-
but I mean, you get down to it, you have to win this game. They can win this game. And then, you know, you can't look to the Celtics. You can't look anywhere. You have to look at this game. This is your Game 7 to me tonight. You can't think that you're going to lose tonight. Now you've lost 3 straight to the Pacers and then going to win the next 2 in a row. You can't come in with that mindset. You have to come in with this Game 7 mindset in the Garden tonight. And if they do that, I think they can win. And that's where I'm at tonight. So that's where my hope is going to go. I want to see that fire out of this team.
I mean, look, the Knicks they're just shorthanded, man. There's no other way to put it, right? Like, you know, I've been thinking about it since Sunday when they lost, and you know, there's a part of me that's like Tibbs plays his guys too much. He drives them into the ground, like. But then, like, you sit there and you think about the fact they're missing, 3-4 guys of the rotation that they planned on having coming into this playoffs. And then the injuries rack up, and Brunson's playing through the beat-up foot. You can't tell me Josh Hart ain't, that man's legs have got to be exhausted. And Eric's right. He makes no excuses. But there was a part of me that was going to come in here and be like, you got it. Like, Tibbs still hasn't learned from his mistakes. Tibbs still hasn't adjusted his coaching style to today's NBA. But honestly, these players respond to it. I think they like it. I think they like the challenge. I think they want that challenge. And when it's all said and done, Tibbs is a really, really good head coach. I don't know, man. I just think that even if the Knicks make it out of this series, I just can't fathom how they have enough in them to get out of the next series.
They'd have to get OG back. The only
No, you're
they'd
right.
have to get OG back. It's the only way. You can't even think about beating the Celtics without OG because honestly they just have too much firepower. Unless they start getting injured, unless Porzingis goes down and Tatum goes down. Next thing you know, all they got's Brown left. You never know. Maybe something could happen. But the way this roster is built, the way things are, I just don't see. I'm with you. That's why I don't want to look to that series. I just want to focus on this Indy series because if they can get to the past the second round, if they can get to the Eastern Conference Championship, that's something they could build on for next year. Because next year they are going to get a healthy Randall back, and they're going to get a healthy Robinson back, and they're going to get a healthy OG back. And to see what this team could do all together next year, I think could be something special. I think they could make another run next year, but they gotta keep making those steps forward this year, and I think a big part of that is winning this series and focusing on winning this series.
Agreed, but like everybody's just said, they're playing every game. Like Brunson, Hart, they're playing nonstop because this team is just decimated with injuries. Game. What is it? 2-2, right? This is game 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Game 3, they actually had they were in the game. With all these injuries, with Alex Burke playing and Precious Achua.
That was the game Anunoby got hurt, was game 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when he got hurt. Okay. Well, they were still in things. And like you said, tonight you got to play like game 7. You got the home court advantage. It's technically best of 3 now. You're at the Garden 2 out of the 3 games.
Game just went underway.
And more or less, your bench plays better at home. So maybe tonight they can get off to a decent lead, and Tibbs can actually put in maybe Jericho Sims for an extra few minutes.
And Pacers are up 2-0.
Well, it's 2-0. It's 2-0.
I know, but literally as soon as you said hopefully they can get up to a decent lead,
But you
and
never
it's
know,
4-0.
All right.
But like they need the Knicks really need to play great defense. If it's going to be the pace that the Pacers want to play at, they're going to get destroyed. They are honestly going to get destroyed. They need to play gruesome, hard-nosed defense. Keep it around 100 points. That's the only way that I truly think the Knicks are going to win this series. They got to play great defense.
They have to own the boards like they did in the first 2 games. There's no ways around it. That's how they beat the Sixers. That's how they won game 1 and game 2. If they dominate the boards and control their turnovers, the Knicks can win. That's what it boils down for this team. They just need those moments to go in their favor.
They don't have too many scorers besides Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart. What's Hart going to give you? Like
He can give you 20.
on a great night.
20 and 10.
He can. That's what you need tonight. You need 20 points from him. You need 30 from DiVincenzo. You need 30,
You probably need
35, 40 from
Brunson.
Brunson. Like
The Villanova Knicks.
somebody's got to step up and score who we didn't think. Either Deuce or Burks. Somebody's got to step up tonight and hit shots.
I'm waiting for Deuce because that was the thing. After they made that trade, they were counting on Deuce a lot. And I want to see him produce more tonight. I want to see him. I want to see Achua. Like you said, I wouldn't mind seeing Jericho Sims in there.
Yeah,
I know
he's
the
not
Pacers
terrible.
sometimes run a little bit small, so that's why the Knicks have kept kind of, I think, the small lineup going. I'm okay with that too, but you need to see more Achua. You need to see more McBride. You need to see more of these guys off the bench because right now it can't just be the Villanova boys. They need help. And we'll see if they get it. Knicks up 5-4.
5-4.
Still,
There you go.
still way too early.
Build on that lead.
I mean, I gotta say though, the one series to me that's not even worth talking about is going to be the Celtics Cavaliers. They're without Mitchell
once Spider Mitchell went down.
Once he went down, it's 3-1.
That series is over. Going
the only
back,
thing we can mention about that was LeBron was at the game yesterday.
There's Mother's Day and he's from
on the Lakers
Cleveland.
roster.
No. It's Mother's Day and he's from Cleveland.
Yeah, don't even matter.
It's Mother's Day and he's from Cleveland.
Yeah, like I mean,
and he went to the day after Mother's Day. So I got to be honest.
Gilbert
I'm not.
gave him seats.
that series is over.
He won championships there.
Joey's just having fun.
One
He's poking the bear.
I'm happy.
That's he gets me every time. I gotta tell you though, I do have to eat my words, and I gotta eat crow.
Okay, see.
On the Young Guns, because I mean last week I came in, Young Guns, I'm so wrong, I'm so this, I'm so that. Both series now tied 2-2. Yeah,
let's go, baby.
Okay, see.
The Young Guns.
So
stole that game last night.
Yes,
Dallas looked so much better for basically 90% of the game, and then
3.5 quarters they were a lot better.
And now look, Nuggets tied it back up 2-2. Took 2 in Minnesota after getting beat up.
Yeah.
Although I still don't agree with the Murray stuff, because how he was. We don't got to go down that rabbit hole again. Joey, I don't know if you had any thoughts on that, but he was dirty.
I thought he should have been suspended for at least a game.
Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, Nuggets do come back though.
Jokic showing why he's a 3-time MVP.
Now all of a sudden you're not hearing so much about Anthony Edwards. You're hearing more about Jokic again. Do you think they woke the bear?
I think they did.
Do you think they woke the sleeping giant?
I mean, yeah, but Anthony Edwards is still a beast. But if nobody else steps up and helps him, nobody's ever done it alone, right? Like we know Jordan needed help, we know Kobe needed help, we know LeBron needed help. Like none of the greats, none of them ever didn't do it alone. And Jokic and Murray, the high pick and roll is killing Minnesota. It is killing them. Whether it's Karl Anthony Towns or the reigning just anointed defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. Like it doesn't matter that pick and roll is killing the Timberwolves. And offensively, Anthony Edwards is the only consistent player that they have. Meanwhile, Denver's got the championship mentality. They won it last year. They went through their gauntlet of the Western Conference. Nobody said it was going to be a walk in the park. And it makes me think back to the comments Jesus, I got Luka Doncic on my
on your mind.
Yeah, sorry,
Luka. We love
but what
you,
he said back in the Lakers series, where he was like, sometimes it just gets boring playing the same team over and over again. You gotta, make sure you keep yourself engaged, or you might end up losing.
Being down 2-0 got you engaged, huh?
Like, bro, this is you just motivated yourself. Or that's some dumb stuff right there. So. I think it's going to be a great series. I don't think the Nuggets win the next 2. I do think this is going to end up going 7, but once it goes 7, you end up playing in Denver against an experienced team, and I mean, it might even go 6. Maybe they do win the next 2. I don't know. Anthony Edwards is just outgunned. That's the problem. He's just outgunned right now. He needs more scoring help around him.
Oh, agreed. But this is, I feel like the Timberwolves are a year or 2 early anyway. I didn't think they would be this good, this quick as soon as they traded for Gobert. All of a sudden you're top, them, Denver, and OKC all finished with the same record, I think, right?
Yeah, and Minnesota ended up at the 3.
Yeah. So for them to be as competitive as they are in this series, I think it's great. I think it's a great momentum builder for the future for them. And it's great experience for Ant because he's just going to get better and better every year.
Dude is a beast.
One question, though, for you guys. If I can, I want to stay in the NBA world, but I want to switch things a little bit. So how come the NBA does not take a little chapter from the NFL and have an award, an award ceremony? They just put out their awards in the middle of their playoffs, and it's kind of like nobody talks about it.
Well, the guys get their trophies.
I'd agree with you.
Yeah, the guys get their trophies on their home court, but...
Well, we were talking.
But you should have that on your home court at the beginning of the season, or
you could do that,
or something. Last game of the season.
Of the playoffs.
Yeah, beginning of the playoffs.
Because at the time that Jokic got his award for the 3rd MVP, they were down 2-0. Going to Minnesota, there might have been an opportunity where they didn't give him the MVP award on his home court or anything. I just think with how popular the NBA is, especially with the superstars that they have, they could just make a night to have an award night, and everybody would watch.
And I mean,
I honestly believe that.
That's fair too, because like the NFL awards, like most of us feel like we basically know like the main awards before the NFL even gets to their award show. So I don't know about you guys. I've never watched the NFL award show.
No, never
in my life. But like the NBA does have some more personalities. But I'll tell you now, I still wouldn't watch that show.
Okay.
No, but the NFL does it, and we've talked about this. They do something to make sure they're always in the news.
in the news or something.
They're always, every month of the year, they have something going on. They're always in the news. That's what they do. So I think that's something that you're clicking on, Joey. That's 100% right. Other leagues don't do that, and I don't know why they're not copying that. I don't know why they're not using that same kind of marketing strategy to keep their names in everybody's mind and to keep the thoughts of the NBA going, or MLB, or whoever going throughout the year. I just think that you're spot on with the NBA here and that thought, and it's something that maybe they should reevaluate in the future, because I'm like you, I do think it gets lost in the shuffle.
Because it gets lost. We're talking about the playoffs. We're not talking
about...
Jokic
won it again, right?
He won it again. Rudy Gobert won his 3rd or 4th Defensive Player of the Year. That's huge. Not that he's an amazing player, but how many players in history have won 3 or 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards? He's up there with like significant names.
Yeah.
And nobody really just talks about it because it's playoff time. We'd rather talk about the playoffs, and which is fine, which is totally cool. But I just think they deserve a little more respect with their awards. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think you're wrong. Like, yeah,
you could die on that hill, Joey.
Yeah,
you could die on that.
I'm not like dying on the other hill. That's for sure. I mean, however they want to do it. But I just will say, like, I've seen more players get trophies in the NBA than I ever have in the NFL, other than a Super Bowl.
True.
Or AFC or NFC championship trophy. Other than that, individual awards, I've watched more NBA players get their awards because I got the game on before
you get the game
tips
on.
off.
Exactly.
So I get what you guys are saying, and like just focusing on the awards and the guys that won that year, but I've seen more guys actually get handed their award. But you can tell on the court, they don't give a crap, man. They're just like, I'm trying to play ball. Like, like it's the playoffs. Like I got a game I'm trying to win. I got a ring I'm chasing.
Jojic's trying to get back to his horses.
So yeah, I'll say that much.
Come on, man. It's not like they're winning this.
They almost play with the crowd. Say you want chicken? Here's your job. No, he gave him chicken. He's a man of the
Giving him chicken, though.
Boban.
Oh my god!
He gave the fans an award that night.
That'll never get old. Ever.
He gave the fans an award that night. Is what he did. But I think that's about going to wrap it up here for us today, fellas. Because I mean, we pretty much hit on everything we wanted to hit on, and I don't know about you, but I kind of want to go watch this Knicks Pacers game.
I do too.
So
yeah, I'm with you guys.
I think with that,
it'll be on the radio.
Thanks for still kicking ass.
Home.
Let's go, baby.
You can find us at Die on This Hill on YouTube. I'm at The Living Legend on X. We got at David Hastings on X.
At David Hastings 23.
At David Hastings 23. And Mr. Joey, with some social medias now, hit him up with it.
I'm Joey Doth 47 on Instagram.
Boom.
DOTH, baby.
Shout out to everybody who joined us in the live chat today. Like, subscribe, follow, share, do all those things. And as always, don't be afraid to have an opinion and die on this hill.
Oh, yeah.